Hey guys, I am Christina with GiveMeThatGlow.beauty, which if you're here, you probably already know that. But I get a lot of people that I don't know on these lives all the time. We have some awesome people who keep coming back for more, and I love you for that. And I'm gonna try things a little bit differently today because I get so sidetracked with these lives and the comments. I'm gonna try to not pay attention to the comments so much, not to say I'm not gonna answer your questions and get back to you, but I'll try to save that for the end. And then if you guys have any questions on any of the products that I'm using today, just comment makeup in the comments. And I'll go back through those and I'll DM you guys if you want more info on the products I'm using. If you're somebody who's reached out to me about our artist program, then comment artist in the comments and I'll go back and DM you with more information on the artist program. So I'll keep giving you reminders throughout. And then as I said, we're gonna have a giveaway today too. So I'm gonna ask a question at the end of the live that I want you to DM me the answer to. And it's going to have to do with what we're doing today. So I'm gonna teach you two easy ways to contour and what their purpose is. So not everybody has the same shaped face, correct? Some people have thin faces, some people have fuller faces. So you wanna contour accordingly. And why I love the makeup that I use right now so much is because I can contour. I've never been able to do it before using a liquid or a powder makeup. It scared the crap out of me because I couldn't move anything around. So now using all of these cream-based makeups that are so easy to move around and fix and correct, it's not as scary. And so it makes contouring easy in general, and I love doing it now. So if you guys are just hopping on, I'm gonna show you two easy ways to contour today. There will be a giveaway question at the end that I'll need you to DM me the answer to. And then if you have any questions about the products I'm using today, comment makeup in the comments and I'll go back through them after the live to DM you information that you want on the makeup. And if you want any information on the artist program, comment artist and I'll do the same thing about that. So, and sometimes Instagram doesn't reload the comments afterwards when I go back through to watch it. So if you don't get a DM from me and you did comment makeup or artist, then please shoot me a DM because it's not that I'm ignoring you. It's that Instagram didn't load the comment. So to get started, I'm gonna do half and half. So I'll do this side of my face as if I have a thin face and I'm gonna contour it to show you how you would contour if you have a thin face and you kind of wanna make it fuller. I'm gonna contour this side as if I had a full face and I wanna make it slimmer. So this side is gonna be the way that I contour every day because I have a square jaw, I have a wide face. My mom and my sister have thin faces, so they would contour how I'm gonna do it on this side. So, and then it's using two different brushes as well for the different contouring techniques. So this side, this is my full, I'm making this side full. Sorry guys. So this side I'm gonna use the detailed hack brush because we're gonna get a little bit more detailed with our contour. So this is the side that I wanna make fuller. This side is the side I wanna slim down, so I'm gonna use our 30-second hack brush. So if you guys are interested in any of the makeup or anything that I'm using or have any questions, comment makeup. But when I color match you, and I need to color match you before you use any of these products, otherwise you're going to hate them, because these colors are scary. And so, before I started doing this, I would have never known to pick the right colors. Now I know what I'm doing and I can give you the right colors. So getting started with that, let me just get my two brushes handy here. So if you're just hopping on, guys, I'm gonna do this side of my face with one way of contouring and this side of my face with another way of contouring. And this side is if I had a thin face and I wanna make it fuller. So I'm gonna use my detailed hack brush here. I'm gonna go with the smaller end of that and I'm gonna dip it into my contour. My contour color is this one here, which is called Astoria. And get a good amount on there. And I'm gonna find just the bottom part of my cheekbone here and I'm gonna follow that all the way in and kind of make a Nike swoop in there. So with a thin face, your jaw or your cheekbones may not be as pronounced. So we want to enhance those. And so this is how we're going to do that. So I've got a good amount of contour on my brush here, and I do have my highlight done all over my face already. And then I'm gonna go just along that bone right there, and then I can kind of feel where it starts, where it ends. So I'm gonna just do a little hook around that. And one thing to keep in mind when you're wanting to make a thin face fuller, your contour lines, you want to be more horizontal with those. So we're going straighter with these and just really pronouncing that cheekbone there. And don't worry, if you've never seen me use these products before, they're going to be dark. It's okay because we're going to blend them out. So this is how it all works. Now I'm going to dip my brush back into that contour. And when I'm contouring my forehead, I also want to think in terms of vertical. So I'm gonna fill that in here, and that's bringing the attention on my forehead down more and essentially shortening our forehead. This is great if you have a big forehead and you don't like it, then you need contouring in your life. So again, I'm thinking more horizontal with these lines on the side of the face where I want to make it fuller. And because with contouring, you think of it as shadows. So you're kind of setting those areas back, and then the parts that we have highlighted, we're pulling them forward. So we want to keep the emphasis on the middle of our face always, but here we also want to keep a little emphasis on the side of our face because we're trying to make it fuller. So I'm not going to contour on my temple on this side. I'm just going to bring it up to my hairline and down just a little bit here. If you already have a short forehead, you don't want to come down too far with the contour. And if you do, you can just go in with your highlight color and fix it. It's so easy to correct. So the contour, you want to get a generous amount on there because we're going to blend it out. So again, I'm going in vertical line, or I'm sorry, horizontal. I get those so mixed up, you guys. All right, and then I did a little hook underneath here. So you can see, let me blend that a little. You can see how it accentuates that jawline and gives me a cheekbone if I don't have one, right? Now for contouring the jaw, same thing, dipping my brush in, and I'm going to go just underneath my jawline here. So you won't even really see it when you're looking at me straight on. It's more so underneath. And then make sure you bring that up here. You don't want any weird lines. We're gonna blend it out, but you still need to make sure that you know what's back there so you can blend it and it's not like it's not starting in a weird place. So that's that side. Now I'm gonna go to this side where I want to, so if I have a full face, I want to slim that side of my face. So I'm gonna use the 30-second hack brush for that. And this side, rather than horizontal, we're gonna think more vertical with our lines. And I'll show you in just a second. So I'm gonna take the flatter end of this brush and dip it into my contour. And then I'm gonna find that area, so it usually starts right where your ear meets your face, is kind of, you wanna just follow that down just a little. So that's the highest point of your cheekbone there. And I'm gonna start there, but rather than following that line horizontally, I'm gonna bring it down more vertical. So I'm gonna start in that area, and then I'm stippling this on and creating a different line. So see the difference there? See the difference in my face. With that line to that line. And then with the forehead contour, same thing, dipping that side of my brush into it. I'm gonna go in more, think in more terms of vertical on this side, and I'm gonna stay closer to my hairline, and I'm gonna bring that contour down along my hairline and my temple and connect it with the cheekbone there. So see how that brings my the attention in more to this part of my face and slims it out, where when we leave it bright over here, you're leaving more attention and pulling it out that way. Now for the jaw, this time I'm gonna come up on my face just a little bit. And this method, whether you're going for which either look, I think the jaw contour kind of depends on your jaw too. So if you're trying to create more of a line there to accentuate a jawline, or as we age, this area tends to fall down a bit. And so if it does, then you're gonna wanna bring the contour up on that just a little bit. And what that does is straightens that line out and it pushes that part that might be sagging a little back and takes the attention off of that. So the attention is going to be everywhere we have the highlight and the brighter colors. So now for this, I'm going to still connect that line from where I started on my cheekbone, but now I'm going to keep this on my face just a little bit more and bring that line down. And also if you have if you want to soften up your jawline, so I have a pretty harsh jawline, but I like it. My jaw is strong and I'm okay with it. If that's something you're trying to hide, then you can come back here a little bit more and create that shadow, and it takes the attention away from that area. So can you guys see the difference? Give me some hearts if you can see the difference there. So this is the side that we said I had a thin face that I wanted to make fuller, correct? And this side was the side that I had a full face and I wanted to slim down. So you can see that difference, right? It's pretty darn cool. So the highlighted areas is everything that your eye is going to. So over here, without not having any shadows or contours, like your eye it's pulling this side out more. So pretty cool. So you guys see how I did that on the jawline there? Hello, hello. If you're just hopping on, I'm just showing 2 ways to contour for full face and thin face. So this side, if I have a thin face and I want to make it fuller, I contour in horizontal lines. This side is my full face that I want to make thinner. I'm contouring more in terms of vertical. So if you guys want more information on products, comment makeup, and then I will send you that information via DM. And then at the end, we're going to have a question. So we're getting there soon. And then nose contour. I'm going to show you how to do a little bit more detailed nose contour today. And this I'll do, let me get the right brush here. I'm gonna do this with our multitasker brush, and hard to see with my black shirt. So all of our brushes are double-ended. This side right here is the one I'm gonna use to contour my nose right now. So nose contouring is a very personal thing and something that you may have to get used to. You know what, before I do that, no, because I need to blend it. I'm gonna need to blend my nose, so I'll wait to blend. I was gonna blend all this, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So I'm gonna use that same contour that I had, the Astoria. I don't know why I tapped it, I do it every time. And for my nose, I have this bump right here. So I have to be careful when I'm contouring that I'm not going around that on the side, because all that does is accentuate it. I want to come on top of that bump and straighten out that side. This side is straight. I've never broke my nose. I don't know why it's like that, but it just is. So I'm gonna start up here by my eyebrow and bring it in. This is really hard to do on the phone, you guys. I'm gonna do it in my mirror, but try to keep it to where you can see it. So with this one, this is the part on my bump where I want to go on top of it, and it's, if I don't do that, like if I just do one swipe, then the brush tends to follow that bump. So I really have to be careful on this side. Okay. So the purpose of nose contouring is to slim or straighten and kind of make the nose blend in with your face a little more. So that way it's not like this big center of attention. And my nose, if you have a cute little button nose, I mean, if I had a cute button nose, I don't know that I would go to the lengths that I do to try to hide these features. So this side, I'm coming down very carefully. Same idea, but this side's a little bit easier to work with because I don't have that bump over here. So see how that straightens everything out? Then I'm just gonna fix this one a little, and don't worry guys, we're gonna blend. All right. And then I'll just blend a little bit with my finger here. And then you can do a little down here. Especially if you have a longer nose that you want to make it appear a little bit shorter and take away from this part of your nose, you'll want to contour underneath that. Again, that's creating a shadow. So I'm gonna do that with my my detailed hack brush, because I like to just connect that line there a little bit, and then I'm gonna soften up these lines on my nose. And then I'll go in and blend everything. So, okay, awesome. Yeah, I will save this to my my feed so that you guys can come back to it for whatever, I think 24 hours that it does it. So now I'm gonna go in and blend everything. Hang on, let me grab my setting spray underneath here. So this setting spray has SPF in it. There's also one without. So I'm gonna I have this damp already. This is my Perfector sponge. I have it damp and I've wrung it out in a paper towel, and now I'm just taking the setting spray and working that into this a little bit, and I'm gonna blend everything now. So we'll get rid of this scary tribal look. And I like to start in the areas that I contoured with my blending to soften up those lines. And I'm just pushing this into my skin. I don't want to wipe, because I don't want to wipe the makeup off. And so this, you guys, as I said, I already did my my full face of highlight before I did my contour. So I'm blending the highlight and the contour together, and that's what creates my foundation. Okay, I'm blending, make sure that, so here I'm gonna push up a little when I blend, especially with your cheekbones, because you don't, we want to lift those. So I kind of do a pushing motion. Hang on. Okay, sorry, I thought I had a lurker out there. And then blend, blend, blend. So just pushing everything into my skin and creating that one layer of makeup that is honestly like a second skin. You guys, it feels a little cakey when you apply it, but once you blend it out, it's just like butter. It's like magic. Same thing on this side, starting with the contour, and then I'm pushing up, because that harsh line that was there, I want to soften that. But I want to go up. So if we push in and we drag down, we're dragging that down, and that's not what we want to do. We want to lift. And then make sure you get that jawline blended really well too, because that will look funny if you see this dark brown line. It looks like somebody colored on your face. And then this part I do wipe, I drag down. So I'm just bringing the contour that's underneath down my neck just a little bit. Okay, and then on the nose, just pushing that in on the sides to blend that in. And then the top, and there we go. So can you still see the difference? Look at the difference in these sides. So this was the side that I contoured. If I had a thin face and I want to make it fuller, full face, make it thinner. Can you guys see that difference? And look how this side too looks more lifted. Pretty cool, huh? And then for blush is also kind of personal preference on where you want to put it, but you want to, let's see here. I always, even though I contour like this side here, I bring my blush up along my cheekbone just because that's my preference. It may not be yours. On this side, you would want to typically put more on the apples of your cheek, which I do, and then just bring whatever's left up the cheek. On this side, you want to follow that line a little bit more. So I think I'm going to use, for the sake of fun today, one of our new, what the heck did I do with it? in my huge artist palette, not my everyday palette. It is this Scarlet blush right here. So this is one of our new ones. Super scary, right? It's not. So this one, I'm gonna take my B² blush and bronzer brush, and I'm going to take the big fluffy end, lightly dab it into that color. I mean, barely get anything on there. I might do a little more. And then I'm gonna smile so I can find the apples of my cheeks and just dust it on there. I say dust, it's a cream, but I'm just putting it on there so ever so slightly and just bringing that all the way up that side on top of where I contoured. And then, isn't that color fun? It's so pretty when it goes on. And then that side, the other side, I'm gonna do the same, but I'm gonna concentrate a little bit more on the apples of my cheeks and then take the excess that's on my brush up the cheek along my contour line that I made there. So, can you guys see the difference still? Pretty cool, huh? Now I'm gonna take my brightening highlight. I mean, I'm getting into a little bit more than contouring now, so I'll do this real quick, but because I wanna brighten certain areas of my face too in the center. This is regardless of how you contour your face. I'm gonna take this lighter color here, which is Aura, with the other side of my B² brush, dip it in there, and just dab that onto my skin, and this part's cool too. You'll see the difference between the sides. And for this too, I like this brush because I want to bring it up the side of my nose just a little bit with that brighter contour, so that just helps blend, see that? It blends the side of your nose into your face a little bit more and keeps that slim effect. Do you guys see the difference there? Adding that brightening highlight, it just opens up underneath your eyes so much more and makes it look so much more alert and fresh and awake. So I'll go do that on my other side. I'm gonna do the same method regardless of how I contoured. And then for this brightening part, you're gonna think of this triangle area right here is where you want to brighten. And then again, bringing it on the side of my nose just a little bit. Cool, right? And then bring that down, just whatever is left I kind of bring down a little, and I'm gonna blend this as well, and then a little bit on the center of my chin, a little bit in the center of my forehead, and then I'm gonna take my ring finger and just dip it in there, get a little bit on there, a few dips, and then I'm gonna pull that down the center of my nose. And here I have to be careful too with that darn bump. See, I got a little bit too much there, but that's fine. That's why creams are awesome. I'm just going to dab a little bit of the contour back on there and straighten that puppy right back out. It's like a magic eraser. Taking my Perfector sponge again, I haven't re-wet it or anything. I'm going to push that lighter highlight into my skin, just like I did to blend the other highlight and contour. Everywhere that I did that. Same with the top of my nose and then the center of my forehead. And seeing how that just brings the attention to the center of your face. So what do you guys think? You can still see the difference, right? It's crazy how this side almost looks more lifted. I might start contouring like that. So, yeah, I mean, now I have to take half my makeup off and do it the same. I can't walk around lopsided like this all day and then finish my makeup